Greetings to all the lovely ladies and gentlemen out there. I'm your host, the ProGent, and I've recently discovered an old floppy disk that contains the program necessary to summon demons to do my bidding. I can see no possible downsides to this, so I'm going to go make the summoning circle while the intro plays. Today I'll be talking about my favorite video game series of all time, Shin Megami Tensei. Originally a series of novels written by Aya Nishitani in 1986 under the name Digital Devil Story, the Shin Megami Tensei franchise is one of the largest JRPG series with dozens of games in its library. The Megaten series has been spun off several times, with the most famous and successful spin-off being the Persona series. The mainline series didn't get as much traction in the West at first, although it's gotten more popular in recent years. SMT games tend to follow a formula that goes as such. Unassuming, obvious main character somehow gains the ability to summon demons through either technology or magic, and are thrust into a story usually involving the constant war of law and chaos in the demon world. So this premise lends itself pretty easily to anime, wouldn't you think? And there's some amazing Shin Megami Tensei anime out there. Devil Survivor 2 had an excellent adaptation, and there's all the Persona movies and series. Hell, they're working on Persona 5's anime as I record this. But what about the mothership? Has there ever been an anime version of a main SMT game? Wait, the summoning circle. I could summon one up using the monitor as a catalyst so I can watch it right away. Hell yeah, nothing could possibly go wrong. Oh no, it all went wrong. Go back, please, no. Not this. No! Tokyo Revelation is an OVA based on a manga of the same name, which was loosely based on the Shin Megami Tensei series. Written by Kazunari Suzuki, known for his story work in Shin Megami Tensei 1 and 2, you'd imagine this would be the exact anime I want. After all, I think Shin Megami Tensei 2 is one of the best video games ever made. It didn't quite work out that way. Let's jump onto the chaos route and review Tokyo Revelation. First things first, cast gag. Our characters include my OC from when I was 13. Handsome glasses boy. Totally not the goddess. This is totally my school uniform. Obligatory lowly priestess. And totally not the real villain. The OVA begins by showing a passenger plane in flight over Japan. We then see one of the passengers, who we'll later learn is named Akito, typing away on his computer. Demons, apparently invisible to the other passengers, start flying out of the computer and into the plane's instruments, and shortly thereafter, the plane explodes, with Akito emerging from the fireball unscathed and smiling as he somehow lands safely on a telephone pole. Just imagine how much more damage he'd have been able to do if he'd brought a bottle of shampoo on the plane. Now that we've met our resident psychopathic terrorist, let's meet the good guys. Here represented by Kojiro, a high school student who has an interest in the occult, and his friend, Saki. As they begin another school day, their teacher introduces two new transfer students, a biker chick named Marika, along with, surprise, Akito. Kojiro recognizes Akito as they were friends as children. After class, Kojiro runs into Kyoko, another student who's dressed like Sailor Moon's sister, and gives Kojiro a knife. Not creepy at all. We move back to Akito, who's engaging in sexy times with a group of girls who were flirting with him earlier. Did I mention this is occurring in a summoning circle? Seriously, never have sex in a summoning circle. It's like day one of sex ed, people. Predictably, this goes badly for the girls, who are possessed by kobolds, which in the Megaten universe are large dog-like demons. Watching these events unfold is Gagason, Akito's demon master who wants to, you guessed it, destroy the world. Of course! Wait, that's not quite right. Oh well. Anyway, Akito sends the possessed kobold girls to kidnap Saki, wanting to use her as a sacrifice to summon an even more powerful demon. Marika shows up and literally beats the hell out of the girls, saving Saki. Elsewhere, Kojiro is out walking his dog when he is attacked by Cerberus, presumably because Kojiro's dog stole Cerberus's bone, or something. No, obviously, Cerberus was sent to kill Kojiro, and Kojiro, in a rare smart decision, pulls out the knife Kyoko gave him, which proceeds to not help him at all. So much for Chekhov's gun. Just as Kojiro is about to become Purina Puppy Chow, a priest, who we find out is Marika's boss, shows up and seals Cerberus into the body of Kojiro's dog. Gagison responds to this sequence of events by kidnapping Kojiro's brother into the demon summoning program, which is apparently a thing he can do. Not that it's ever been mentioned before or since. Our main character and his loyal animal companion head into the digital world to save his brother. After battling some demons, Kojiro and Cerberus succeed, although Kojiro gets beaten nearly to death in the process. Kyoko sees Kojiro through her crystal ball and decides to help him by stripping naked and making out with him, which apparently awakens his inner Super Saiyan, turning Kojiro into the reincarnation of the guardian deity of Tokyo, Taira Masakato. While all this is happening, Gagison and Akito make a second attempt at kidnapping Saki, this one successful. Back at their evil lair, Gagison shows his true colors by betraying and restraining Akito, killing Saki, and summoning Osei. Or rather, according to the English dub, Satan. As a fan of the series, this is a big change. Osei and Satan are both characters in the SMT world, but they have very different designs. I have to guess the name was changed because the producers of the English dub figured that their viewers would be more familiar with Satan serving as the villain, but it strikes me as an odd choice, especially since every other demon name was left intact. And so we come to the climax of the movie, as Osatan and Masakato meet and do battle for the fate of humanity. It's a huge fight with large sections of Tokyo being demolished by the clash. Good job guardianing there, Masakato. In the end, Akito, who blew up a plane, remember, sacrifices himself to save his childhood friend and vanquish evil. And then we get some kind of weird acid trip ending about rebirth or something. Because anime. I think it's obvious I'm not a big fan of Tokyo Revelation, but I should mention a couple good points. For better or worse, the game's fantasy elements are well represented here, adapting the urban fantasy that SMT does so well into another medium. Also, the visuals of the OVA are quite good, especially the demons, which are animated beautifully. Unfortunately, there are two major issues with this OVA that keep me from enjoying it as much as I thought I would going in. The first is the pacing of the plot. This is an hour-long OVA adapted from a 4-volume manga, and it tries to cram way too much in. Maybe Tokyo Revelation would have been better off as a short series, or maybe some of the plot elements should have been streamlined to fit into an OVA. But without taking either of those options, it's just hard to keep up with what's going on. The plot summary I gave earlier even left a few subplots out, just because I don't want this video to be longer than the actual movie. The other major issue I have is specific to the English dub. Tokyo Revelation was dubbed into English in the mid-90s, before anime dubbing was taken particularly seriously in the West. And you can tell. Behold!
Fucking girl, shut up and get out of my sight!
Your boyfriend won't like that. Should I tell her?
I don't care what you do. It doesn't matter to me.
I'm so scared.
Don't worry, he's very good.
If you really want to fight, then I guess I'm left with no choice but to fight with you. Let's dance, Kobold.
This is like my own personal video game. I hope you're having fun. Oh, by the way, did I mention there's no escape?
Sanshiro?
Great to see ya! How are you, Mom?
What's the matter with you?
Nothing. Downstairs. We should go downstairs.
You've been on that computer again, haven't you? Oh, your monitor's still on. It's way past your bedtime, and you know better than that.
Huh?
You can scream all you want, but it won't do you any good.
You fucking asshole! You planned to do this all along, didn't you? You were just using me all of this time, weren't you?
Whatever I was doing doesn't concern you now. Beat the shit out of the little cocksucker.
There were a few genuinely great actors involved in the production of the English version of the OVA, but most characters are on about the same level as what you've just seen. It's hard to believe in a dramatic story like this one when the acting is constantly providing unintentional humor. On the upside, Tokyo Revelation will make you appreciate how far the quality of English dubbing has come in the last 20 years. For a series as brimming with possibilities as Shin Megami Tensei, I wish we could see a true effort to make a quality adaptation of the mainline series. Maybe even something based on Strange Journey, which was recently remastered on the Nintendo 3DS. Until that day comes, however, I'm stuck with this glorious train wreck. If you're looking for a good story, play the games. If you want to laugh at how bad an adaptation can go, watch Tokyo Revelation and enjoy. I've been the Professional Gentleman, and thank you for listening. Maybe Tokyo Revelation would have been better if it had Dante from the Devil May Cry franchise. Probably not. Thanks for watching. As always, a thank you to Andy Lita for keeping me looking so fine. Check out his work in the description below. If you enjoyed the show, please click on that thumbs up over there. It helps us out a lot. If you've got suggestions for something I can review in the future, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And of course, subscribe to my channel for future content.
Love ya, boy.